Coming up on Mountain News this morning, after being missing for more than 66 hours, 22-month-old Kenneth Howard was found alive. And a helicopter ended up in the Hudson River in New York Wednesday. More on what led to the crash. Plus, reports show that smoking rates here in the mountains are a bit different than the rest of Kentucky.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6 o'clock on Thursday, May the 16th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning into Mountain News this morning. I have this smile on my face for a myriad of reasons, but much of it is because of how beautiful it was yesterday. And Brandon says it's supposed to be even prettier today. So that's why we'll give him the floor this morning. Brandon, good morning.
Listen, nobody wants to give me the floor when it's bad.
Yeah, you only get it when it's good news.
I appreciate that. Good morning, Will. Hopefully, here's the thing. The deeper the week we get, you're on the struggle bus even more. So hopefully we'll get you lined out here in a little bit. But good weather for us today as we head out the door, look at the Mountain Parkway in Slade up in Powell County this morning. And again, all quiet there, transitioning over to daytime mode on that camera. So still black and white for now. Stonecrest Golf Course over at Prestonsburg. Again, a few high clouds around this morning, but it's going to be a beautiful day. Also some fog possible. Seeing some of that down into parts of Lake Cumberland and out to East Tennessee. Lots of fog just off to our west there. You see all that gray and white there indicating that. A few high clouds as mentioned on satellite and radar. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s. London actually going up there, up to 56. Most of us there in the low 50s or upper 40s. And the Appcast for today, you can download that on all the app stores for free. And you can see mostly sunny skies, the name of the game, as we get into the upper 70s. Rest of the forecast coming up here in just a few minutes. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Here's a story that should put a smile on your face and might even bring a few happy tears to your eyes. Nearly 66 hours. That is how long Kenneth Howard, the 22-month-old Magoffin County toddler, was missing. He disappeared Mother's Day evening around 7:30 and was found alive Wednesday afternoon around 2, a little less than a half mile from his home. The boy's father called yesterday the greatest day of his life. We talked with his mom shortly after her son was found.
Disbelief for a while till they told me it was shore him and stuff, and I seen a picture of it. I said, "That's my boy." Tickled me to death. Best thing ever happened to me in my life.
Now, that was obviously the father. That was my mistake. We also talked with Kenneth's sister, who says the past few days have been difficult, but they never gave up hope that he would be found safe, and he was. Now, WYMT's Just In Case continues our team coverage with reaction from the search team leaders and volunteers about the rescue mission that ended up in a miracle.
Kenneth Howard was found on a cliff near a 50-foot drop. Officials say besides being dehydrated, the boy appears to be in good health. Search crews say up until the moment he was found, hope began running dry.
People were just getting discouraged, because they wouldn't have no results, wouldn't find any signs, and this just got really lucky today.
Between Sunday and Wednesday, around 300 people came out here to help search for Kenneth. That includes K-9 teams, off-road vehicles, people searching on foot, and helicopters. This is video moments after Kenneth was found. Crews had to bring Kenneth to a nearby field so the medical helicopter could land.
We had a team effort in the last 4 days, and we really did not give up, although today was looking like we had exhausted all of our areas.
Search crews say they walked within a few hundred feet of where Kenneth was found at least several times. One volunteer says the thought of the toddler being out here all by himself kept him motivated throughout the search.
I was froze to death and wet, and every time I think I was cold, I'd think about that baby, and then I'd about start crying, and I don't know, I just didn't want to give up on him.
Search crews are not sure if Kenneth continuously moved around in the woods while he was missing. They say Wednesday afternoon was the first time anyone heard any sound from the toddler.
Fortunately, one of the teams who has an expert tracker with them within the area heard a cry, and with a further investigation, they found the 22-month-old child.
Surviving the cold, the rain, the elements, not to mention the wildlife out here, search crews say it's a miracle he was found alive.
We've had people that we found in 100-degree heat that was alive after 5 days, but they were adults. It just shows the toughness of that little kid.
A positive ending to a search that many believed would turn into a recovery mission.
Again, that was Justin Case reporting. Now, Kenneth Howard was airlifted from the scene to a pediatric medical center for treatment. Officials from Kentucky State Police will continue their investigation into how the child went missing. They will try to communicate with him after he gets medical treatment. Now, we saw something on Facebook Wednesday about how search teams may have known to look in the areas that they did. Rough Terrain Rescue brought several search dogs to the scene Tuesday evening. Officials from the rescue organization say this bloodhound named Hank picked up on the boy's scent. Hank led his team up the mountain from the boy's home, but eventually lost the scent. Officials gave the information about the line of travel the boy may have been taken to search team's leaders. We are told that information contributed to the locations crews searched, ultimately leading to little Kenneth.
We don't receive a dime. Most people end up paying out of their pocket to do this. It's truly a passion. It's not a hobby, or it's not just something fun to do. We want to help the public. But our payment is what we received today.
Reed says he is thankful he and the hounds were able to help with the search. To Texas now, where one community is still holding out hope of finding a 4-year-old girl alive there. Pink and white balloons were released Wednesday during a vigil for Malia Davis. Supporters also wore blue for child abuse awareness. Earlier Wednesday, crews searched a rural area where the man charged in connection with her disappearance once described as a good place to hide a body. Nothing was found, and the search has been temporarily suspended while investigators seek out a better target area. Volunteers came back empty-handed after a massive search for a missing 15-year-old girl in West Virginia. Almost 100 people gathered in Berkeley Springs Wednesday morning to search for Riley Crossman. They combed through the woods, vacant buildings, and bodies of water. Riley's mom reported her missing on May 8th. There is no sign of the teen so far. Well, new this morning at 6:07, we are learning more about a situation at a Letcher County school that ended up with one student taken to the hospital. School Superintendent Denise Yance tells WYMT some students at Letcher Middle School were involved in a drug incident on Tuesday morning. Yance said one student was taken to Whitesburg ARH following the incident. We do not know their condition. Other students were taken to the hospital by school staff and parents, but they were medically cleared. There is no official word on what the drug involved was. Well, in other news this morning, a helicopter ended up in the Hudson River on Wednesday in New York. Authorities say the pilot was trying to land at the customer side of the heliport when the chopper lost altitude and crashed into the river. The pilot was the only person on board at the time. Crews were able to remove the 35-year-old from the water. The New York Fire Department reports the pilot was hurt, but not seriously. A heliport worker was also hurt by debris. A Laurel County man is behind bars this morning after allegedly attacking a 16-year-old boy. The deputies were called to a home just off of the Cross County Road on Tuesday night when neighbors reported a disturbance. When they got to the scene, deputies say they believe 46-year-old Rodney Lawson choked and kicked the boy, who was not identified, before pushing him to the ground. Lawson is charged with assault and is being held in the Laurel County Detention Center. To Harlan County now. A woman will wait a little longer to learn how long she will spend in prison. Court officials tell us a judge postponed her sentencing until January because she just had a child. Sierra Foster pleaded guilty to amended charges in connection with another child's death. Those charges include reckless homicide and drug possession. Her recommended sentence is 4 years. Also in Harlan County, one man learned how long he will spend in prison for killing a woman. A judge sentenced George Rigney to 7 years. He will receive credit for time served. In 2013, he killed Jennifer Goodard. Police found her in her home. A former Western Kentucky bus driver is accused of offering a teenager money to expose herself. Barron County deputies arrested 34-year-old Randard Haystead Tuesday. They say they received a report that he offered the girl $20 to show her breasts. Deputies say it reportedly happened twice. The Barron County superintendent says Haystead is no longer employed with the district. He is being held without bond. Well, the Centers for Disease Control report nearly 25% of Kentuckians smoke. In Appalachia, rates are even higher. In a preview of our next episode of Issues and Answers, Steve interviewed a speaker from the CDC. Tips from former smokers campaign who shared the struggles she faced during pregnancy while smoking. Amanda says her addiction to tobacco started as a 5th grader, and now her battle continues as she watches her one premature daughter live with asthma and allergies.
And how many cigarettes did you smoke a day?
By the end of high school, I would say I was close to a pack a day.
To learn more, you can watch Issues and Answers Monday, May 20th at 7 p.m. right here on WYMT. An iconic hoagie shop in Cumberland will soon close its doors for good. The owner of Charlotte's Hoagie Shop in Harlan County says after 26 years in business, it is time for her to slow down. The store has been a staple of the community for years. WYMT's Connor James sits down with her and reflects on the restaurant's legacy tonight at 6. Be sure to tune in for that story.
I've ate there many, many times over the years, and I'll be sad to see Charlotte hang it up there later this month. All right, let's talk about the forecast this morning. As we head out the door, we're seeing UVA-wise again, looking pretty good. A little high cloud activity this morning, trying to keep us overcast a little bit. We go to the Pikeville camera at Pikeville Medical Center, and you can see there lots of fog. Well, we'll not go to that now. We'll go back to it later. You could see lots of fog there if you could see that camera this morning. A little technical difficulties. I saw that a little earlier. We're looking at a few clouds across parts of the area on the satellite radar loop. Technology sometimes is good, sometimes it's not so good. Temperatures this morning in the 40s area wide, for down south anyway, get into the 50s for a lot of areas in those higher elevations. 77 today, calm winds and mostly sunny skies. Get out there and enjoy it. Heat and humidity return as we head into Friday and the weekend. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. And thank you for joining us right here on Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. A new mayor is looking to get Pulaski County back on the map. We'll tell you about how he plans to do it. And the city of Pikeville is organizing a new baseball league, but with a twist. We'll have more on that in just a couple of minutes.